overall, how did you find tonight's game against Burntisland Shipyard?
I quite enjoyed it. Obviously the pitch was a little bit tighter than I thought, and the grass was a little bit longer than we expected. But you know, we struggled with the conditions the first half. I think the first 10-15 minutes we started fairly well, and then we lost a little bit balance. We had the majority of the ball, and it was very hard to break down. And half time couldn't come quick enough for us, to be honest, just to really identify where our problems were. And as you saw the second half, when they went out and scored 2 goals in the first 8 minutes, which was stuff that we spoke about at half time that we wanted them to correct. But they're a young group, right? You know, the only real experience we have there is Danny Devine and Tom, and the rest of them are 17, 18, 19-year-old boys. Plus we had a 15-year-old kid out there tonight playing centre forward. So there's always problems these kids have to solve when they play, and tonight was a prime example of that the first half, because Burntisland sit a little bit deeper. Our full backs were high, and it was tough.
Was one of the other problems that they would have had to solve is obviously the weather conditions during that first half. Was that maybe a different experience for them maybe to try and overcome?
Yeah, probably. You know, it's been like that all day, right? They knew what they were coming to, and it was raining, right? We're used to that in Scotland, so it shouldn't bother them, not at all. But obviously, it's a bit harder on the surface the way it was, and some of the passes went astray for a little bit, and we lost a little bit of shape. And Burntisland had 2 chances just towards the end of half time, and that happens. It's momentum, right? Teams have their time during the game, and we had the majority of it. Yet Burntisland had 2 or 3 chances in the game, so that's football.
After you made your changes, you went on and scored a few more goals. Was that the most pleasing aspect for you tonight?
I think the pleasing piece was just sitting them down at half time and going over what we felt was wrong, or what we felt needed corrected, and to get Matty Todd to play in the little pocket that he did play in, and Lewis Source to play in pockets. I mean, Lewis Source set up the first goal for the trialists tonight, and the second goal came for a similar play where Lewis got on the ball and he played Matty Todd in behind. And that's what we were trying to get. We couldn't all stand in the same line. There were 7 players standing there at one point, and it was frustrating. And then we got caught offside a dozen times. But you're trying to coach, young Quinn, who's 15-year-old, up front playing against 2 guys who are really experienced. And what he does at Fife Elite, he can't get away with out here. So it was a good learning curve for them all, and that's the thing. It's up to these players now to try and solve problems from now. We can only say to them, but they have to actually do it when they're out playing. And I felt the second half of the first 15 minutes they did, and that's what was most pleasing. But on the flip side, when you put a really, really young team out towards the end of kids that we've brought in the summer, and some of the play, even when we went down to 10 men by taking our trialist off, it was, we played with 10 men, and the play was excellent. The pace that they went forward, it was very good. So that's really encouraging from our point. Yes, Burntisland were tired and they didn't have a lot of subs, but I mean, they're young boys, they're raw. And that's probably what I take a lot of satisfaction out as well.
You've obviously sent a lot of the youngsters out on loan just to get match experience, so how valuable is it when they come up against teams that are more experienced than them and playing kind of those kind of frantic kind of matches at levels like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 of them tonight were playing. Josh came on and Lewis Source started. Josh just went recently in civil service. But I think to learn that piece of the game, I don't think they get that in reserve football. So I think the style of reserve football is completely different from playing against your junior teams, amateur teams, and whatever. So I think that's good. Plus, a speedy play has to be a lot quicker. You have to understand what it's like to play against a big centre back who's telling you he's going to break your jaw, whatever he does. That's just part of it, and that's the reason why they're going out on loan. But we don't want the kids going out on loan and getting injured. But that's the priority. They've got to go out, and as I said, Matty Todd and Lewis McCann are in the first team right now. How do we get the rest of the 01 group into that first team as quick as we possibly can? And that's our ultimate goal. How do we do that? How can we expedite that? If they're going to keep playing reserve football, they're not going to experience that. So the championship's not always pretty, and that's where they're going to have to be dealt with. The more physical aspect of playing, and they'll get that playing in the leagues they're playing in.
On a wee bit of a side note in terms of tonight's game in general, how important do you feel it is that as a club we continue to come out and support the local teams in the community, such as Burntisland? We've played a lot of the local teams over the pre-season. Do you feel that that's quite important?
I think it's great, and that was one of the things that we touched on. I think it was one of the directors said to me, Burntisland were looking for a game. around about this time, can we organise it? And I'm all for playing games, because I know the reserves league starts a week on Tuesday or a week on Monday, and especially, you know, the amount of games we've took in is great for our younger players. I didn't think we took in that many last year in comparison to this year. So I mean, there's a lot of game time for a lot of players, and albeit, you know, we've been to Calabith and we got a bit of a hiding from them. You know, we gave Kelty a really good game, and there will be other games as well where we get a hiding, and that's just part of the development. I keep saying it. I can't always stand here and be rosy and winning, and ultimately at the younger kids' age, it's not all about winning. It's learning, you know, the hard way pretty quickly. And this is the idea for it. It's exciting. The club's in a really good place right now. The youth, you know, the youth to pro pathway, I think's very, very good and exciting, as it says. And there's boys that are in the first team right now, which is, you know, driving all these other kids forward to try and get in the first team as well. You know, and obviously the players that are in the first team have to keep pushing, because, you know, the older players, they've got to play for their jersey as well.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Greg.
Okay, thank you.